You've all heard it in recent years. People suggest that college or university degrees are becoming worthless, that the jobs market is saturated with graduates, while employers prefer industry experience over theoretical knowledge. You're told that even with a top degree, your job prospects are slim in the current market, but I'm here to show you that they are wrong, and give you the 7 highest paying degrees so you can ignore the noise when it comes to the hyper-competitive job market. In 2022, the US Department of Education published The Condition of Education, which included statistics on annual earnings by educational attainment. This showed that, in 2020, for those with a master's degree, median earnings were $69,700, 17% higher than those with a bachelor's degree, who earned $59,600. But here's the crazy part. These earnings for those with a bachelor's degree were 63% higher than those who graduated high school and had not gone on to further education, who earned just $36,300. In a future video, I'll talk you through the highest paid jobs which don't require a degree, so subscribe if you want to see that. But for now, let's get into the video so we can talk about the 7 highest paying bachelor's degrees in the US. Stick around, as later in the video, I'll tell you the 3 worst paid degrees in the US, as well as the 5 highest paid degrees in the UK. Starting off with number 7, Actuarial Science. This involves the use of data models to assess risk, and is most often used by insurance companies, but is also particularly useful in the world of finance, where assessing risk is important to manage investments. The average salary for a full-time worker who studied actuarial science is stated as being $129,500. Note that this is not a starting salary. This is an average of workers who've previously obtained this relevant degree and are now working full-time in the industry. Number 6 is Applied Mathematics. This involves using math to solve problems in industry. Possible jobs from this degree include a data analyst, a supply chain analyst, and an underwriter, not to be confused with an undertaker. The average salary here is around $130,000. Number 5 is Economics. I may be slightly biased here given the theme of this channel, but this would be my first choice on the list. Economists use statistical data to identify economic issues and trends. Possible jobs include, well, an economist. On top of this, you could be a financial risk analyst, or even a politician. The average salary is stated as being around $133,000. Number 4 on the list is Pharmacology. This is the study of the effects of drugs and chemicals on living organisms. Possible jobs in this field include a medicinal chemist, an analytical chemist, and a toxicologist, while the average salary is around $136,000. America really loves drugs. Number 3 is quite surprising. Zoology. This is the study of all animals, both living and extinct, and how they interact with their ecosystems. So, what jobs could you do with this, apart from, obviously, being a zoologist? You could be an animal nutritionist. You could be a wildlife conservationist, or even a veterinarian. These are without a doubt the most fun jobs on this entire list. And it can pay you a whopping $142,000. Not a bad choice at all. Number 2. The number 2 degree is something which is not only less fun than a zoologist, but also less moral. Petroleum Engineering. This degree opens the doors to a multi-trillion-dollar industry, which could pay you an annual salary of $156,000. Jobs include a drilling engineer, natural gas engineer, and an engineering geologist. It might take you quite a lot of studying just to figure out what these job titles mean. The potential salary here is enormous, but with climate change rapidly worsening and the Earth's precious natural resources depleting year on year, could you justify following this path for financial gain? I suppose this field could now include the advancement of green energy, which is of course essential to protecting our home planet, but let me know in the comments if you could do this job for this amount of money. Number 1 is thankfully on the opposite end of the moral spectrum. Health and Medical Preparatory, also known as Pre-Med. Following this route could lead you to become a doctor or surgeon, and while there's differing information online, the information I'm basing this off suggests that you could be getting an annual salary of $165,000, and you might get to save somebody's life. Now that you know some of the highest paid bachelor's degrees, let's take a look at 3 of the worst. Again, there's varying information about this online, so don't take this as fact, and do your own research if you are interested in taking on any of these courses or following any of these career paths. But at the same time, you might not want to consider any of these 3 degrees if money is a big motivating factor for you. Number 3. The third worst paying degree is Family and Consumer Sciences. If I'm honest, I couldn't even tell you what this involves, but apparently you'll be paid around $37,000 in this field. Number 2, or I guess joint number 3. Number 2 actually pays the same as number 3, so coming in at joint number 2, the joint second worst paid degree is Social Services or Social Care. This is obviously a respectable job, and you'd be doing important work, but you would not be well rewarded for that work. Again, receiving a salary of just $37,000. And number 1, the worst paid degree is Theology and Religion, which apparently pays just $36,000. While this is low for a bachelor's degree, it's worth noting that many people studying and working in this field are likely not in it for the money, but rather for the furthering of the religion as a result of their own faith. Finally, let's look at the highest paid degrees in the UK. Again, there's lots of different information out there. The answers are not always the same depending on where you look, so take this with a pinch of salt. Anyway, number 5 is General Engineering with a starting salary of £31,000. Number 4 is Economics with a starting salary of £34,000. Joint number 2 and 3 are Medicine and Veterinary Medicine, which will apparently both get you a starting salary of around £35,000. Although I know that there's been a lot of discussion recently in the UK about this, with doctors being underpaid for such important work. And some sources of information do suggest that the starting salary here is actually slightly lower, so please do let me know if this figure is incorrect. Finally, at number 1, the bachelor's degree in the UK, which will get you the highest paid career starting salary out of any other degree, is Dentistry, at £39,000. Perfect if you love putting your dirty fingers inside people's dirty mouths while you both feel incredibly uncomfortable. Thanks for watching.